I'm also going to fire up YouTube here in the background.
Yeah, no worries.
Or I mean, TikTok.
I need to get TikTok. I need to get the desktop version of TikTok verified now because I'm almost at 100K. I think 100K is the threshold where you can go desktop. I think.
All right. We already got people rolling in here.
Like, yeah.
Let me copy. Boom, boom.
There's a little bit of an echo.
You hear that? We got a full on. Just let you know.
That was me. I am exiting out of that. Okay, we should be good now. I am going to shoot you guys over the link here. I'm just gonna boom. All right, everyone. Sorry for the delay here. Let's get this session fired up. We're talking prepping and NFTs with my good friends Nick, Crypto Keeper, and Miguel, Blockchain Crusader. Huge shout out to these guys. Thank you for coming on the show, guys. Welcome.
Dude, thank you for having us on. We appreciate it for sure.
100%.
Have some fun tonight and talk some prepping and NFTs, baby. Look, I got mine. I'm ready. I got my non-fungible dad shirt on.
There you go. Full dad mode engaged.
Right.
I'm all about that now. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to have a fun session here tonight. We're going to get into the project that they're about to be minting here tonight. These guys are going to be having a mint party for their NFT. The Danger Close Alpha is the NFT project. And you guys can get access to the Discord. I will drop it in the description of this video, or you can just head on over to dangerclosealpha.com and it is all over there. Or you can head on over to these guys' socials. It's all there. You guys will be able to find it in the description down below. Okay. After we get off this session, these guys are going to be having a minting party. What's that starting at? 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time?
I guess that would be 7 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, we're going to be on TikTok and we're also going to be on Twitter. We might start possibly a little bit earlier than that, but we're going to be doing TikTok and Twitter. Yep.
Okay. That'll be fun. I'll be tuning in for that. So the huge shout out to these guys because they were able to get my Discord group whitelisted on their project. And so I'm really looking forward into that, but we'll get into that at the end of this show. I want to start off by getting your guys' take on everything, all the events that are taking place right now. And I wanted to start off by asking you guys, do you think that we're in a recession, or do you think that we technically aren't in a recession? What is your guys' take on this?
I think my take is it depends what language you want to speak. Do you want to, speak Fugazi, or you want to speak real English, Webster dictionary terms? If you want to live in an imaginary world and redefine everything, then no, we're not in a recession. We're good to go. We're solid. The US dollar's never been better. The United States is on top of the world. We got nothing to worry about. But if you want to come back to reality, I think there's definitely a recession going on. We're just getting started, and it's just a big distraction. They're trying to distract us away from the real problems by pushing something else and pushing some other type of agenda.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. The one thing that I absolutely hate, I'm really big on, listen, it's not about left, right, gay, straight, old, young, man, woman. It's not, right? It's about us as people coming together. One of the things that I hate about what's been really, I think, publicized or maybe put in the spotlight right now is just we're being bold-faced lied to, like full on, like it's just tossed in our face. We're just, if we don't think that this fits our narrative, we're just going to change the definition. Well, the definition is 2 quarters straight, and this has always been the definition, or at least as long as I know, 2 quarters straight of GDP decline. Basically, we are in a decline as it relates to our gross domestic product for 2 quarters straight. Okay, so that is what's happened. So why are we trying to defend a position or twist or manipulate words? Are we just trying to scratch people's back? I think the problem that I have is that the assumption that feels like is being made is that we, the people, are stupid, that we can't look at just facts and, assimilate, like basically we can't put it together, right? Whatever the government tells us, we're going to go with it. And I don't know, man.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Right. It's what is it? Isn't it like one of the first steps in your AA for the alcoholics is you got to acknowledge that you have a problem, right?
Yep, for
I
sure.
feel like that's where we're at is we have a lot of people that are just disconnected from the reality of it. But I did want to say that you guys did offend me by saying that we're in a recession. So we're going to have to end this stream right
Oh,
now.
man, I
I am
knew it.
offended by you guys saying that.
I knew it. I knew it. See, here I thought you weren't part of the, the woke culture. That's part of the reason we were on here. But hey,
No, I appreciate that. So, what do you guys think about how long this is going to last, this recession? A lot of people throw out 12 to 18 months. That's where I'm at. But now we have a disagreement about is the recession starting now? Like, did the recession start in Q3 now? Or did it start back in January when we started to have the negative GDP growth? In my opinion, just how I feel, how I see it in the streets, in the markets, in my business, the recession started basically at the beginning of this year. And I think we have about 12 to 18 months. But what do you guys have for a timeline? Like, how bad do you think that this economic hurricane, as Jamie Dimon called it from JP Morgan, how long do we got to be in this?
Yeah, I mean, I would actually say in my mind, since the minute we started printing trillions of dollars with the fog around the world, that was peak right there of like, hey, we are headed towards a recession. This is not going to end well, right? It's a lagging indicator. It takes time to take effect, but that was the signal right there. So if you wanted to call the top of the market, that was it for me. And could it be 12 months? Yeah. Could it be a little bit less? Could it be a shallow recession? Could be possible, right? Where they could turn the printer money back on and just start printing more money and say, hey, there's no way for us to not crash the economy. And let's just, recorrect once again and start printing. So it could be shorter, but I think 12 months is a solid game plan, right? You hope for the best, but you got to prepare for the worst.
yeah, I will tell you, I don't really want to put a timeline on it just from a standpoint of there's so many variables there. Miguel was just alluding to it. The reality is if that money printer comes back on, we have a totally different variable than if we continue to tighten, and depending on what speed that happens. But what I will say is we were in trouble from the start. When economists listen, it is literally it's a math equation. 1 + 1 = 2. When you add a massive amount of money supply that you are just firing up a printer and adding to the supply, it equals inflation. This is not a hard thing to figure out. And so part of my thought process is the moment that when we went wild with it and continued to pass out money overseas and went basically the money went everywhere but to to the United States, I think that it was just inevitable where we were headed. So I'm just kind of bothered by the idea that, you have listen, a lot of people would like to say people in the government are stupid. You know what? I hate to say this. They're not, right? They're not. It's smart individuals. They know what 1 + 1 =. And
Hey,
so
man, you got to be smart if you're going to make a 40-year career lying to people and not get caught.
hey, listen, I'm telling you, it didn't start off that way. It was supposed to be a public service and it's turned into something different. And now, because like Miguel just said, hey, this has turned into a career and you have to continue to spin this kind of web. I just hate that the numbers are laying right in front of you. You know what happens when you print all this money and then boom. So I think we've been there prior to it actually even happening. But, now we're going to start to feel the effects of it. Now, I do want to say one thing. I do believe that and I've been saying this for probably, 14 months, maybe, there is going to be a short, albeit I think it's going to be a short period of time. I think we're going to have some sort of economic crisis that's going to happen. And I think it's going to be a short window, kind of like the fog around the world window, where we are going to see a massive dump in the market. And I always tell people we're here for entertainment purposes only. We're not here for financial advice. But the best thing I ever did was buy the crash back in March of 20. It was the best thing I ever did, was really heavily buy that. And I just encourage people to pay attention, because if and when we do have this happen, what I'm talking about, some sort of an economic collapse, it's going to be maybe one of the last true opportunities you have to enter the crypto markets, to enter into even the stock market, gold, whatever the case may be, and really kind of get a foundation, a foothold on moving forward towards, long-term wealth from it.
Yeah, I like what you said there, Nick, about like, for me, these guys are smart and this is their agenda. This is their plan. Some people say it's a little dramatic, but I say that this is the sacrifice of the middle class, where they separate out and we only have two-tier societies. And I take it right from the devil's mouth himself, Joe Biden. Last night on my stream, I titled it, "We are on the right path," because that's exactly what Joe just said in regards to us officially being in a recession. Call it what you want. Joe, literally, his response was, "We are on the right path," which to me is just him saying, hey, our agenda is going according to plan, and we win, you guys lose, and you're going to get completely left behind, right? But we've already sold out the interests. We're going to cash out. And so now we understand the situation. Many people in our community, your guys' community, are tapped in. You understand how we got here, why we're here, what we're going through. And now what everyone's wondering is, what do we do next? Now, I put out a recession to-do list a few months ago. And for me, the top thing before you get into any other strategies on investing, businesses, real estate, first thing was prepping. You take care of your prepping because you want to be able to ride out the storm. You want to be able to survive lights go out. You want to be able to survive food crisis, whatever is about to hit, whatever could happen. You take care of your prepping first, so then we can go on the offensive in regards to our businesses in cryptocurrency, precious metals, real estate. So for you guys, what is your strategies? How are you guys surviving the recession? And what are you guys doing now that we know it's been confirmed we're officially in a recession?
Yeah, so I guess I can kick off on that real quick. I think so. First of all, I had worked on the financial side of things. I had been working for some years now on building up my portfolio, understanding that the markets ebb and flow. You're going to see downtimes, you're going to see uptimes, and I tried to set myself up into a position. And unfortunately, right now, I'm not in the best position to be cash flow heavy, which is what a lot of these big wigs, right, are setting themselves up for. So I kind of kicking myself a little bit for that. I'm trying to build that, back up with some of my business ventures, this, that, and the third. I had gone so heavy into crypto and other assets that, I'm not as heavy into cash as I feel like I want to be, just because it's going to be an opportunity. But my side of things as it relates to prepping is I'm not building a bunker right now in my backyard, right? I'm just not. Okay. Now, whether we might end up needing it at some point or not, hey, listen, I wouldn't put it past, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely there. I think it's simple things for me. I think it's looking downstairs and saying, okay, so first of all, I have a lot of, you don't want to walk into my office now unannounced, right? Got lots of protection within 2 feet of me right now, right? I think that's an important thing to have, right? Because no matter what happens in life, you need that security. Okay. So I think that's important. I think having the freedom seeds, along with those, super important. I think that having food stores, food supply is important. Do I have 5 years worth of non-perishables? Absolutely not. I do not. Right. I'm very open and upfront about it. I have enough to take care of my family for a good amount of time. If we get past the time at which, I have food supplies for right now, we're probably in, some big trouble, but I'm continuing to work on that. Right. One of the things that we're doing is water purification, rain barrels. I guess what I'm getting at is I'm trying to do more on the simple side of things that just allow me to have a game plan together, know what I'm doing, and be ready for a nice amount of time. And I think that as it grows, it gets, it expands a little bit more and more, but that's definitely where we're at right now.
Yeah, man. I would expand upon that, right? I haven't actually bought any crypto until just recently when we saw the sub 1,000 ETH dip and, Bitcoin crashing. But before then, it had been about 12 months since I had bought any crypto at all. And I had been stacking cash and I'd been prepping for a long time. I've been dollar cost averaging into freedom seeds, into rice, beans. Nick talked about water purification. I have a water filter called the Big Berkeley, and it's basically a gravity filled water filter that you have outside of your kitchen, or inside your kitchen, I should say, outside of the sink, and you can fill that up. It fills up about a gallon. You can buy different sizes. It purifies water. The filters last years without ever having to be changed. They're really good for you. You can even get filters that take out the fluoride in the water. So I got those. I got some replacements in the back of that. So like I said, freedom seeds. I got some armor. I got all kinds of things to, if I need to protect my family, protect myself, I can. If lights go out, if there's no more Walmart to go to, I have things stacked up where I can provide for my family food. We're not going to be starving. We're not going to be going hungry. So I don't just dollar cost average into crypto. I also dollar cost average into these daily items in my life so that I am prepared for any case scenario and I don't spend, everybody wants to run out at the last possible second to Walmart and spend $3,000 buying all this stuff, and you have to deal with the mob that's going crazy. People do it down here in Miami when there's hurricane season. Nobody buys anything until the day before the hurricane is about to hit, and then the Walmarts are flooded, the Home Depots are flooded, everybody's flooded and fighting over the last scraps. That's just not smart. So that's what I've been doing.
I love what you guys are saying there about keeping your strategies simple for prepping, because I think many people, one, they wait till it's too late. Two, they get too complicated with their strategies. They overthink it. So then they never take action. They think that they have to have the bunker. They have to have military gear. They have to have 10,000 rounds of ammo for every gun they got. And it's just like, no, man, it's just like dollar cost averaging into crypto, like you said. So now that we know what you guys are doing in prepping, which we're doing the same thing too, myself, my community, what has been your guys' strategy with cryptocurrency during this bear market that we've been going through?
Go ahead, Miguel.
Yeah, so I haven't really bought much of anything. I just recently started buying a few $100s here and there of some cryptocurrencies, kind of like Gala, kind of thing like that, that's been dropping kind of a bit. But that's very very, very small amounts. I still have hopes, and I'm seeing that, the crypto market will probably drop a little bit lower. We might be seeing a relief rally right now. People might be getting re-excited. We were just talking about it on Around the Charts yesterday for our TA Thursday episode with CVO, Magic Internet Money, and TA Tim from Crypto Jeb, basically explaining that we could even go up to 32,000 Bitcoin, right? $32,000 Bitcoin. People are going to think, oh, the bull market is back. We're ready. We're going to keep pumping, and we can still fall off the cliff and come back down to a $19,000, $18,000 Bitcoin, even possibly lower. So I'm taking my time. I'm not in a hurry. I personally am hoping for these lower prices so that I can scoop up, sub $1,000 ETH, sub $15,000 Bitcoin, and a lot of other cryptos out there as well at those lower prices. So I am definitely not in a hurry to be thinking of all-time highs right now.
Yeah. Long term, when I look at the crypto markets, I believe that we're going to such a place that I think that even analyzing, my average entry point into certain assets, right? And I see how low a lot of those numbers are, right? That's a beautiful thing. But the fact that I am, stipulating between buying Bitcoin at 25 or 20 or 15, I do believe long term, this is just for me, I believe that long term, I'm an idiot, right? Like I genuinely, I look at it and I know that I am talking about, cents when the long term is like such a huge move. I think that I'm like focusing on some smaller things. So for me, it's really more about being more cash flow ready to be able to continue to buy. I do want to buy sub 20 Bitcoin. I do want to buy sub 1K ETH. I did scoop up a little bit more ETH. I did scoop up a little bit more Bitcoin, albeit small amounts, not as much as I wanted to. But I will tell you, I tell people this all the time. I'm like, listen, what does it really matter if Bitcoin's going to 500,000, $1 million or plus? If you've got XRP going $10 plus, if you've got freaking ETH going $10,000 plus.
Wait, did you say XRP 10,000? I didn't hear that right.
I definitely might.
10,000?
I definitely forgot a couple zeros on that number, but I got to tell you, I hope it does, because I'm going to tell you, everybody on this stream, you hit me up. I got you. Anything you need. If XRP hits 10K and I'm still holding, I got you. But yeah, so I just think that I talk about it a lot, and I try to be about what I talk about. I think it's dollar cost averaging just across the board. I think that it's, hey, do I have the funds to be able to do this? Boom, I think I do it. You know what I mean? And you get that average entry point. Long term, I believe where it's going. And so the small bickering between the small price changes, just for me, doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So at what price are you going to be loading up on XRP, Miguel?
That's a great question, dude.
If
But
it got down to a
unfortunately,
penny, Miguel, would you buy some XRP? Wow.
no.
Conviction. Hey, listen, I'll give him that.
But if Cardano goes to a penny, I'll definitely be buying
He
up a lot of
told me
Cardano.
that if I dropped some XRP into one of his wallets, he would figure out the fastest way to donate that to somebody else.
I don't want any XRP profits.
Oh my gosh. I got to tell you, I want to say this, Zach. I don't know what your average entries are or whatever, but I'm 11 to 17 cents is where I bought the vast majority of my XRP, which I think that long term I'm going to do very well with. That being said, we're down around the 30-cent number right now. And I would be lying if I said, man, as much as I believe in where this is headed in the future of XRP, I would be lying if I said I hadn't at least considered the fact that, man, this is a little bit nerve wracking.
So I want to ask you guys, what price point would XRP go to, like on the lower end, that will get you worried? Like, oh, wait a minute, we're like sub 10 cents right now.
I don't think it would be I don't think it would be a price point for me. And Zach, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't think it would be a price point for me. I think it would be, we lost the case. Everybody's freaking bailing and prices are just absolutely dumping. I think if that combination happened, I think I would get nervous.
Yeah. There's really no price point I think that it could go to where I would lose conviction, just because when I look at everything behind the team at Ripple, what they're doing and how tied they are to XRP, that's what would worry me if I saw Ripple drop XRP and they move on without it, because I just think that they are so important in growing this ecosystem. Even though I do think XRP is decentralized, right? We have plenty of other people that are developing on it. We need Ripple to get everyone on board the ship, everyone on the network, and build out that ecosystem. So for me, it's not a price point. It's if Ripple were to abandon the project, which I think that the only thing that would really lead me to believe them dropping the project, I mean, even if they lost the case, they've already said that they would just relocate out of the United States. So I just don't see them really having any chance of ditching XRP. Brad called it the heartbeat of Ripple. So I don't know. I don't think it's really going anywhere. But anyways,
I agree with that statement. It isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what about precious metals? Do you guys do anything with precious metals?
No, man. I don't collect any gold. I think when the time comes, right, a lot of people buy gold because of doomsday scenarios. When that time comes, I don't think gold is going to be as valuable as people think. It'll still maybe have its place here and there, but I think beans, rice, and freedom seeds are going to be worth a lot more at those times for trade than gold, silver, stuff like that. Those are my personal opinion. I just find that it's a lot easier to just accumulate those things than having to buy gold or silver. That's my personal opinion on it.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? Do you have any precious metals?
You know what? I don't. Well, yes, but only because it's in a portfolio of mine that's not managed by me. So the answer is yes, I do, but it's not something that I'm actively buying up. It's not that I'm against it. It's just that for me, I've seen so much movement over the years in my stock portfolio and because I used to own a little bit of gold, right? And I've seen so much movement in my stock portfolio and my crypto portfolio that to me at the time before recently, the gold just wasn't performing and that's what I was looking at it for. I was looking at it for performance. Now, I will say though, I have been looking at gold and silver because of the macroeconomic conditions of what it's traditionally been used as a bartering asset, right? I've got jewelry and things like that, but I wouldn't genuinely know how to melt that down right now if I needed to or whatever. So I've looked at it more now than I ever have, but for really the purpose of, hey, where the heck is this? Where are we headed? What are we about to be doing here? So
yeah, no, I'm the same way. I don't really care about the gains that I kind of hear about in silver. Like people throw out like 3-digit silver. Of course, my dealer just throws out 3-digit silver.
Of course,
but For me, it's just been about having some on hand to barter. So I recommend for people to have cash on hand, and then to have, your essentials, your food, and then if you want to have a little bit of metals just for that bartering. And like you said, I think the only other use case for gold is mostly that store of value. Which right now, it is doing that. You're not getting gains, but at least it's been proven as a store of value. So it has that going for it. I think it does have a little bit more utility than that as well, but that's, only going to take it so far. We'll see. What about the stocks in the equity market? You said you have a little bit going on, Nick. What about you, Miguel?
No, zero crypto, zero stocks, all crypto.
Okay. And then you got a little bit, Nick?
I'd probably say I have more than a little bit. I started off actually in the stock market. I traded options for a little while because I thought it was like the cool thing that I was going to do, and I was going to make all this money. I got my ass handed to me, just candidly. I didn't genuinely know what I was doing as it related to the options thing. I've always been somebody that has been in the past, and really like probably the last 5 or 6 years, this has changed a lot. But I used to be a real risk taker. Anything that I could do to get an adrenaline rush or give me that zero to hero, just boom, right? That was me. That's definitely changed since now being a family man and just really growing businesses and just the things that that I'm doing in my personal life. But I think personally that there's a lot of wisdom in just diversification as a whole. And so for me, that's all it is. It's saying, hey, you know what? I believe in crypto long term. I believe that I'm going to get my best returns from crypto long term. But I also believe that there's a lot of really profitable companies out there that are going to continue to be that. So I think real estate, I think, is an important one. I think that the stocks are really important. I think crypto is really important. And I do actually like the precious metals. It's just something that when I get tapped out on the other three, that ends up being kind of the lagging, the one that kind of suffers from those. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I encourage everyone to just do your own research and know what you're investing in, because for me, everything that I'm investing in, I haven't lost any conviction during the bear market when the prices have dropped 50, 70%. I've lost no conviction on all of my investments. I'm doubling down, tripling down, and either I'm going to go bust or XRP is going to do something for us. But no, it's a matter of doing your own research, knowing what you're investing in, and during these times you can go in even harder. So I encourage everyone to do your own research on whatever asset class, whatever investment you're trying to make.
Zach, let me ask you, percentages on all your investments. What percentage of that is XRP?
Oh man,
99%.
It's like 90% of my cryptocurrency portfolio, but I'm sitting on a lot of cash right now. So I am sitting on a lot of cash. So overall, it would probably be like 75%. Okay. If I combine cash, everything, like, not including like my businesses.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because everyone throws out their net worth is 10 million because their business is worth.
Right. Because I could sell my business or whatever. And I'm like,
everyone's capping about that. But as far as liquid assets on the balance sheet, it's probably like 75%. 75%. So
I admire the conviction, dude. I listen, I believe in it long term. I genuinely hope that if anyone on freaking social media is correct about where XRP is headed, I am rooting for you, brother, because I got to tell you, I hold a nice chunk of XRP. So I am rooting for this to happen, baby. Let's go. XRP fam, put them up.
For me, I always say that even if we're halfway wrong about XRP, we still change our lives. We still make some good money. So, it doesn't have to go to 10K for us to change our lives. It can, just double digits will treat us well. Right?
Yeah.
So, for me, I think that the initial pump after the lawsuit is going to be big. So, for anyone who is invested in XRP, I just highly recommend that everyone has a serious exit strategy thought out, planned out, and written out. And for all your cryptos for that matter, because in crypto, you're going to get a pump out of nowhere. You're going to get it. It's going to be unexpected. And a lot of people are not going to know what to do when that comes. So for me,
analysis paralysis. They're like, well, and they have no idea what to do with it.
Exactly. So for me, I have a couple simple targets. I'm going to sell 5% of my bag at this price. I'm going to sell another 5% at this price. And, I have a serious exit strategy that's written out for that currency and for my other major holdings that I have. But yeah. So, okay, now I want to move on to NFTs, and we're going to talk about your guys' project. But I was listening to your live stream before you got on here about all the different use cases. And what I thought was interesting is you guys were saying that you actually think that NFTs could actually come out of the bear market. Maybe, I don't know if you said sooner, but maybe more strong out of the bear market. And I think that it's an interesting point because NFTs brings mass adoption, in my opinion. Like NFTs gets everyone on board because you got all the people playing video games, you got all the smart contract utility of it, like everything. The whole world gets tokenized. And I call it the internet of value, the internet of things, everything, man. And so you're saying that NFTs, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were saying that they're going to come out of this bear market very strong, basically.
Yeah, I think they're going to recover faster than the crypto market for the simple fact that everything you just said, right? We mentioned, TV shows being financed, movies being financed, all kinds of things are being financed through these NFTs, which are a type of currency / membership already. And the fact that it's not a corporate thing like the crypto markets are becoming, right? The crypto markets are becoming like the stock market, all the regulations coming in, all the big corporations coming in. That will slow down the crypto markets swings a little bit because that's how they like it, right? They like it slow, they like it controlled. The NFTs are still the people's crypto, right? That is where the people are. Anyone can be a creator, a collector of NFTs and change their life. And it is ran by regular people like you and me. It's still not overran by corporations. So I think that is the beginning, just how the crypto market was eventually just ran by us, the people, before the big whales and institutions came in. I think that's what we're seeing with the NFTs. And that's why I think it will recover faster.
Yeah, and I think I will add to that. I think one of the things that I don't know that I full on I'm not sold on the idea that Miguel just said, but I'm definitely not against it. I can totally understand where he's coming from with that, and I do see it. One of the things that I see, though, that I believe that with crypto investors, a lot of people get in. Let's be fair; they're not here for the freaking tech. They're not here for anything other than the ability to go from hey, I'm broke to hey, I'm rich, right? So I think NFTs allow an artist, someone that does some dope freaking art, to display that dope art, add to it some marketing power, and all of a sudden you take something that's literally out of thin air, right? You present it to a ton of freaking people, you create hype behind it, and poof, all of a sudden you have massive amounts of not just liquidity, but possibly long-term, wealth for your family. I mean, think about it. I'm going to use some extreme examples, but if you look at the Beeple piece of art, right? He was an artist that was really well known, this, that, and the third, but really came to be from the NFT space and is selling something for $100 million or something absolutely insane. You've got the Bored Ape Yacht Club that started off, didn't even mint out. A lot of people don't know this, but like the Bored Ape Yacht Club took a long time to sell all of those JPEGs, right? Now, what's the floor on Bored Apes? 100 ETH, like, and ETH is way down right now. So if you want to convert it to dollars, you're talking about 175 grand or whatever. What I'm getting at is that it gives opportunity where opportunity maybe isn't otherwise for a lot of people that are only interested in that. And I think that on the other side of it, though, is what kind of Miguel and I are working with, is that, hey, it gives an opportunity to introduce people to a community. It gives the ability to introduce people into an idea. It gives people the ability to get introduced to something via a central point of, hey, I've got one of those. And then,
be part of something.
To be part of, instead of just a coin where it's like, hey, yeah, I own that. Yeah, I think it's going to do, but it's all price. None of it is dope art. None of it is truly, I don't feel like.
And you don't have control, versus an NFT, you could build yourself up in the community to have control over where the project is going, what the project is doing, and getting more of a voice, versus in a crypto, you're not telling Ripple what to do, right? You're not giving them advice. You're not giving Solana advice on, hey, maybe we should fix the blockchain from crashing all the time, So you just don't do that in crypto versus in NFTs you can.
Yeah, and I thought that was a good point that you were making, Miguel. Basically the way I look at it is with the NFTs, it's like, or with crypto, you have traditional like currencies, like actually exchange currencies, like an XRP, even like a Bitcoin. Then you have other like smart contract platforms, like layer ones like Ethereum, right? But then you also have like, we're going to be tokenizing the whole stock market eventually, in my opinion, too. So you have tokenized stocks, sure. But then you have like everything else, which is, it's everything. It is massive, right? And so that I think was a good point that you made, Miguel. And, Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple said that 99% of cryptos are going to go away. And I believe that as well, because they're not currencies. They don't have real utility. They don't solve a real problem. There's no one really using them, right? And so one thing I was listening on your live stream before this show is you guys were talking about how you guys are, with your NFT project, it's not about flipping it for more money. It's not about, oh, I got the coolest piece of art, so I'm going to be able to sell it for more on the back end, So, let's transition into your guys' project and kind of the utility that you guys are bringing. What makes your guys' project unique, and why should people take a look at it? And before I get into this, these guys have not paid me in any way. They're hooking me up with an NFT. They hooked up my community. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. This is not financial advice. I just want you guys to take a look at this. It's relatively low risk, right? Because you don't have to pay much to get in. It's a free mint, so you just got to pay some gas fees and whatever. Yeah. So what makes your guys' project unique?
Miguel, go ahead.
So I think what makes it unique is the fact that we're focusing on real life utility. We're pushing the bounds of what an NFT can do and the way you can extrapolate the value from your NFT versus, we mentioned that earlier in our stream, was most NFTs, you got to extrapolate the value only if you sell your NFT, right? And we know that NFTs are an illiquid asset, and that's one of the biggest risks with NFTs. Our NFT project, you're extrapolating value with the real life utility, right? You're going out to these 3-day survival boot camps. You're getting skills, you're getting resources, you're getting part of a community that's going to help you provide for yourself, provide for your family, and protect yourself and your family in case anything happens. So if the grid goes down, the NFTs disappear, crypto disappears, doesn't matter that you didn't sell your Danger Close Alpha NFT. You've already got the value out of it. You already got the skills. You already got the resources you need to face whatever scenario you need. So that is what I think makes our project different than most projects.
Yeah, and I'll toss on top of that. One of the other things is that so we're offering the opportunity for people to genuinely join a group of people who are part of a movement. The facts are that this is your metaverse character. We've said this for a while, is not going to save you if there was either government tyranny or if there was a, natural disaster. Right. And so the cool part is we didn't care when, listen, if our NFT project went now, 6 months from now, or a year from now, it didn't matter to us. What mattered to us was what's going on in society where there's people that need to learn and understand what it is we're offering. And I was in the Marine Corps. Miguel's big into prepping. I'm into prepping. And we said, you know what? Like we can't keep this to ourselves. We genuinely feel like we need to be able to provide a way for people to learn more about this. So we partnered up with PrepperNet. They've got hundreds and hundreds of different private, like small group meetings all around the nation every single month, right? It's hundreds of thousands of people that are meeting together to talk about, hey, what am I doing to set up myself, my family, and my community to take the next step forward should something happen? Mm-hmm. And so talk about real utility. We say in some Twitter spaces like, hey, we're giving life-saving utility. We're not here to sell you fear. We're here to say, hey, listen, we want you to be introduced to the idea that you can do something different, that you can do something for yourselves and your family, and you don't have to spend a ton of money to do it. I mean, the first mint is literally free. Pay the gas, get involved.
And the last thing I want to add on to that is the fact that we could wait for the next NFT bull market, right? And we know that the frenzy happens and people will buy up anything, and boom, we're sold out. We're done, right? We made all the money, right? We're life-changing money. We're done. It's easy to do it like that. We're not choosing that. We've chosen that. Hey, we're seeing what's happening around the world. We're seeing what's happening in the Netherlands, in Canada. We're seeing what's happening in Italy, Germany. We're seeing all these macro real factors that are taking place, right? We've seen the situation with Russia. So we're seeing everything that's happening, and we're saying, hey, this is the time, right? The time to prepare and to let people know and to allow people to learn how to prepare is now, right? It's not 6 months to a year from now when the next bull market comes, right? The time is now. And if we wait 6 months to a year to start launching this project, because it'll be easy for us to sell, that it might be too late for a lot of people, depending where you are in the world. So we definitely are focusing on getting prepared now because of what's happening in real life, and just getting as much awareness as possible to the people out there that now is the time to prepare, now when things are, good in the markets.
I love this because to me, what I'm investing in is the way I look at this market right now is everyone's so focused on price, which to me, price is different from value. Price is what it's trading at today. Value is the utility. What can you use it for? Where is it going to take you? Why should you hold it? And what I love about your guys' project is it's not about, oh, it's going to be a free mint. You pay some gas and then you can sell it for half an ETH later on. That's right. Not the value. It's not going to be in the price going from here to there. It's going to be in what can you actually extrapolate from the community? What can you learn? But let's talk more about some of the events and the other stuff that you guys got coming on. So like, if I don't know if I pulled up your guys' roadmap, but if you could go through like some of those points and then what some of those events are going to be.
Yeah, so we've got we start off with the free mint. The free mint, just to give you kind of a 10,000 foot overview, the free mint is going to be used as basically a bartering system within our ecosystem. Okay, they're going to be a points value. You're going to, if you get 135 points or more, it whitelists you for the next drop. So the first drop is the free drop. You just pay the gas. The next drop is going to be super exclusive. In prepping, you get absolutely rewarded for bugging out. The word is bugging out, getting prepared, getting out of town, right? On the front end. So the second drop is super exclusive. It's only going to be 500 pieces, and it is going to be called the bug out drop. Okay. The bug out drop, you're going to be greatly rewarded for bugging out. So what are we doing with that? Okay. So it's 0.1 ETH, just to kind of give you, a structure on what it's going to be. We're going to sell 500 of them. And with that, you literally get a 3-day IRL in real life prepper boot camp. I've been to this thing. I literally left there, mind, right? There's over 80 different classes that are taught by professionals in their respective fields over the course of a full 3 days. I mean, to say my mind was blown was I thought that I had a grasp on like what it was to really understand prepping. And I walked away from that like with so many cool, clutch, simple ideas that were useful in my home. And I thought it was so freaking cool, right? So if you get in on the bug out drop, like I said, super exclusive, 500 pieces. Again, our artist side note, it's from DC Comics, so we didn't slouch on that either. He's super dope. The art's awesome, whatever. But so that's the bug out drop. That's super exclusive.
So before you move on to with the bug out, I just want to add on there is basically the 80 classes is customizable, right? So you choose what classes you want. If you want to focus on homesteading skills that you don't have because at home you already have a range, you're already well proficient with firearms, whatever it is, you're good to go. That's fine. If that's the skills you're lacking, you can customize the 3-day survival bootcamp to the skills that you require that you don't have in your local vicinity. So that's the really cool thing about the 3-day survival bootcamp.
Yeah, dude. Super good point. Yeah. So then we go from that to the character drop. The character drop. So we have 4 different characters within our ecosystem. We have a hunter, a merchant, a medic, and an engineer. Those are kind of the pillars of survivability, right? And so when we do that drop, if you get any character whatsoever, you're going to get one thing. It is a book written by the owner of PrepperNet. His name's Forrest Garvin. Super good dude. Had lunch with him, met up with him a number of times. He's a freaking awesome dude. And that is called the Preparedness Roadmap. Finally, I got it right the first time. I always mix them. The Preparedness Roadmap. And that takes somebody from, it's a book, that takes somebody from knowing nothing to literally understanding a basic full-on structure of what it is to be prepared and get your family prepared, right? Takes you from zero to hero, if you will, right? So you're going to get that if you mint any of the characters, but then each character is going to come with it a class through PrepperNet. It's going to be online because we realize a lot of people maybe not be able to do the IRL stuff, might not be able to travel or whatever the case may be, but you're going to get it in you're going to get an IRL in the form of an internet class from professionals on that subject. So if it's the medic, you're literally going to get, let's just use like a field dressing class, right? And you're going to have a class that teaches you about that skill. If it's the hunter, maybe it's some sort of a firearms class, or maybe it's a self-defense class, or maybe it's a tanning or hides or whatever the case may be, you're going to grab a class from that. So each of those characters are going to give you that. And then the grand scheme of things, if you want to be all in on this project, which we encourage it, if you have all of the free mint, you have the bug out, and then you have the 4 characters. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 NFTs. If you hold all 9, Miguel and I, and we've invited you, Zach. I don't know whether you're going to be able to go or not. We've invited a couple other influencers. I hate the word, but we've invited some people to go. I think Rice TVX is going to be interested in going, and some other people. We're going to do a 5 to 7 day backpacking trip with hired professional survivalists. And we're going to be doing, because we know it won't be a ton of people, but we're going to be doing a private backpacking trip with professional survivalists, teaching everything from Krav Maga to shelter building to water purification. I mean, literally teaching you,
putting the skills to the test.
Yep, putting those skills to the test.
And last thing that he missed is basically we have a story, right? We have a story. So our artist is from DC Comics, right? About comics. So we're building a story that is 100 years after 1984. So if you have heard of 1984, the book, you know what that's about. We're talking about what's going to be 2084, and a lot of those things are happening now in 2022, but just imagine kind of things are going to be happening then. And we already have a introduction to that story, and we've read it before in our Twitter spaces, and the people in our Discord have heard it. So we are going to be planning on building out a story, a narrative as well with the NFTs, since our character reveal is chapter 1, it's only the beginning of what's to come. So we have lots of long-term plans outside of these 3 phases, but for now we're just focused on this.
Okay, so what's you said a barter system. What are we going to be bartering for or with? What are we going to be doing there?
So the free mint, the NFTs are going to be kind of like a currency. They're going to be a bartering system. They have a point system. So if you get a merchant gas mask, that's worth 100 points. If you get an engineer gas mask, it's going to be worth 20. A medic is worth 10, and a hunter is worth 5. The reason why it's set up that way is because it's a bartering system. So the merchant engineers are more valuable than a hunter and medic. When the chapter 1 reveal happens, the rarities will inverse, and medics and hunters will become more rare than merchants and engineers. So what you're going to be bartering and you're going to be doing is, one, it's going to help you get whitelisted for the next drops, right? So the free mint is 2,500 pieces. You're going to have to accumulate 135 points from the mint to get whitelisted for the exclusive bug out drop. On top of that, it's going to get you some discounts on promo that our t-shirt guy is making. People have IP rights to their NFTs, so they can get with our t-shirt guy, make custom shirts and art with their own NFTs. And we have other plans down the line that we're going to eventually reveal with the token as a foundational layer. So it's always going to be intertwined as we move on with other phases, and it's always going to come back to that. We're talking about building a power structure, a organizational structure throughout the holdings of the mint from the free NFTs. So that our free NFT is called the stimulus drop. So it's going to be stimulating our ecosystem at all times.
Mm-hmm. So you guys got a few phases, but then it's going to go even further than that. I mean, this is kind of just your first few phases takes us out a couple years, right? But then this is kind of what you guys have created for your community. I'm interested because we've started to see other, like you said, influencers drop NFTs that are just like whatever. Like the influencer is clearly just trying to raise money, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I've been, holding off on NFTs, but when you guys, offered this one, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And we're big on prepping in our community. So I was definitely interested. So, okay, this is very cool. I guess you guys have to run up here pretty soon. You guys are going to be running. So I guess in conclusion, I just want to say, if you guys want to head on over and get access to this, you still have time. You just head on over to their website, Discord, dangerclosealpha.com. Okay. Get in their Discord group, and then it's going to be a free mint tonight, guys. You can participate in that. You guys can follow them. Make sure you guys are following them on YouTube. Okay. And TikTok as well. YouTube, it's Debate Crypto. Yep. And TikTok is Crypto Keeper and Blockchain Crusader. So like what these guys are talking about. And I just want to say thank you for hooking up my community. Really appreciate that. And you guys can have any final closing words for yourselves.
Yeah, dude. First of all, thank you for having us on. We always love your content. We love your community. We appreciate you guys for, we knew right off the bat, we're like, you know what? I've watched enough of Zach. I think he's interested in what we're doing here. And that's what we wanted. We wanted truly people that are interested in what we're doing. If you build a community around people that don't give a crap about what you're doing, but just want to flip an NFT, what do you really have, right? And so we're excited that you guys are here. We want people involved that genuinely want to take care of themselves, their family, and the community. We've got so many plans moving forward that we want this to be truly people learning and being a part of a community. So we appreciate you guys for being here and being a part, and we hope that you'll take place in the mint tonight. Again, you're just going to pay a gas fee, and last I checked, Gwei was like stupid low. So
six Gwei right now.
Six Gwei right now. So it would literally be maybe a couple dollars right now. And just as a reminder, real quick, if you jump in on the mint, make sure that you change the number. Don't mint 10 times if you're whitelisted, or 7 times if you're not whitelisted. You can literally change the number. You can mint 10 at a time if you're whitelisted, or you can mint 7 at once if you're not whitelisted. So please do not waste your money on gas fees. 7 or 10.
Yep. And are you guys going to be showing us? Are you guys going to be live while this is happening?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm a noob to all this, and I did ask God for forgiveness because I did have to buy some Ethereum, and I feel like I sold my soul. But I did ask God for forgiveness, and I set up my MetaMask. I got my Ethereum. I loaded up like $50 worth of ETH there. So
you should be totally fine, dude.
I should be good there. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. And I just from the very beginning, I felt like you guys were some pretty legit dudes that, you guys weren't trying to do a money grab. You guys were actually trying to create a community. And I think it's pretty cool. So everyone here, please, if you guys could thumbs up this video and share this with other like-minded individuals. And then if you are interested in their project, just head on over to dangerclosealpha.com and you can find it all over there. So thanks again, once again, guys. I'll be tuning in for the mint party tonight. And thanks for coming on the show, man.
Dude, thanks for having us.
Dude.
Appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. God bless.